The holy month of Ramadan is a month full of love, fasting, giving and bringing together of the community. There's so much reflection that happens during this time. One of the important things during Ramadan is the food. Food is such an essential part of this entire month. From the chicken halim to the roo afza to different varieties of dates that you find all around. Muslims, when breaking their fast during iftar, have a different spread. In India especially, street food is one of the common favorites and must-haves of the season are so many. There's a diverse platter, and to take us through that, we're going to give you an expert opinion. Today we have with us Zafir Syed.
Hi everybody, how are you?
He's a food blogger and he's going to be taking us through one of the most important lanes in Bengaluru, which is Fraser Town. So Zafir, thank you for doing this with us. And I want to ask you that Fraser Town is, an important street in Bangalore, like for street food. So if I ask you, what's your first memory of this street, what would it be?
So it goes back to 2016 when I had just come to Bangalore and it was just 10 days short of Ramadan. And as soon as I settled in and Ramadan started, I was missing my home back in Bombay, and the scene out there in Bombay is like too very good as we have like Muhammad Ali Road and all these things. So I was missing that. So one of my very close friends suggested that I should come here on Mosque Road, Fraser Town, and I immediately came here and I was like really blown away. And it's been 6 years now, and I'm a regular visitor here. So that's what my first memory of Fraser Town is.
Okay, great. So there's so much variety. Like I said, there's chicken halim, there's sheikh kebab, there's a very important thing called pattar ka gosh, if I'm not wrong, which is Ramzan must have. Yeah. So we're super excited for you to take us through the entire street, tell us like what we need to pick out for iftar as well, and what do people need to come here to visit, because there's so much to do. So if you give us like a brief into the best places, yes, I think that would work best for our audience.
Sure.
Just spoke about pattar ka gosh being one of Ramzan's most important specialty food. Zafir is going to be explaining to us about why it's so important, what is different about this, and a little bit about the prep.
Correct. So the gosh ki phal is a specialty in Bangalore, but during Ramadan and Shab-e Barat, we get to see delicacies like pattar ka gosh, which is somewhat similar like phal, but just that it is cooked on this thick slab of stone. The stone is set on fire or the charcoal for almost 4-5 hours so that it comes up to the temperature sufficient enough to cook the meat on top. But since you can see, because of the weather, the rain, they have like covered it completely so that it remains hot, and that's how they heat the stone. And then once the iftar is done, once the sun sets, you will see these people cooking chunks of meat on the slab of stone. So we have Mr. Alam here, who's been making pattar ka gosh since past 15 years to tell us more about pattar ka gosh.
पत्थर का गोश्त बहुत महर है। इसके रमज़ान में बहुत ख्वाहिश है, खाते हैं हर इंसान हर कर्नाटक स्टेट के आदमी हर जने आके मार्क्सोट के अंदर किधर भी बनता है इधर ही खाते हैं।
तो पत्थर का गोश्त और जो साल भर मिलता है फाल, उसमें डिफरेंस क्या है?
डिफरेंस साल में मिलता है ये पत्थर का गोश्त। आज साल सिर्फ रमज़ान में एक साल में 1 महीने में मिलता है, 12 महीने में 1 महीने में इबादत मिलती है। और उस टेस्ट हर समोसे का अंडे हर चीज़ का एक ही महीने में ये मिलता है। इबादत का दिन यही महीने में कमा सकते हैं, हर चीज़ इंसान को खिला सकते हैं, गरीब का हर चीज़ को ये कर सकते हैं। ऐसे 1 आवर 2 आवर्स के अंदर पहले अंगार लगाना का है, पत्थर हीट होना, उसके बाद ही पत्थर कितना हीट होता है उतना मज़ा मिलता है गोश्त। उसमें पत्थर का गोश्त है तो उसका टेस्ट अलग करता है।
इसके लिए कुछ खास पत्थर यूज़ करते हैं, कुछ अलग
पत्थर तो नहीं, हर कौन सा पत्थर भी यूज़ कर सकते हैं। उसमें ये पत्थर सब भी एक ही पत्थर हीट होना, उसमें हीट हुआ तो उसमें मज़ा आता है।
Post breaking your fast with a date, eating a little bit of samosa, having chicken halim, and so much more that's on your table. Every sweet tooth would love what I'm going to show you next. So Charminar throughout the year is known for selling its rolls, shawarmas and so much more. But during Ramadan, they have a special counter just for sweet. Zafir is going to explain more about this.
After the whole day of fasting, we also need some high calorie foods. So that's why eating sweets is something which is very traditional, along with having a lot of fruits and juices, refreshing mocktails or juices or ruh afza. Sweets is something which is definitely a part of my iftar almost every day. So here we are at Charminar to show you the wide range of sweets that these people are serving, especially for iftar. So let's go. As we can see, a wide range of sweets which are available at Charminar, which are exclusively available for the month of Ramadan. Things like Shahi Tukda, mango flavored Shahi Tukda. These are the custards, badam flavor and the caramel custard. And your regular gulab jamuns are available, your rabdi, your firnis are available, your kunafa, and all these sweet samosas. Look at these sweet samosas which are available. So this is a place where I would definitely come, pick up some things for iftar, sweet things for iftar, and then go back home. Which is a one-stop shop for all your iftar needs. So you can get all the iftar items that you require under one roof in their exclusive iftar section. So let us take a tour of that. So this is the iftar section of the Karama restaurant, and they have a wide range of non-vegetarian food items available for iftar right now. As you can see, there are chicken leg piece, kalmi kebabs, shish taouk, and we also have a lot of seafood options, fried chickens, the sevia, which is a delicacy out here in South India, and then the famous halim. They have two types of halim, one mutton halim and this one is the chicken halim. They also have mutton paya, they have nihari, they have fried chicken breast, bheja tawa fry, and all these tawa items out here, which is like a delicacy that we enjoy eating. These are the delicacies that we enjoy eating during Ramadan.
So what I actually wanted to ask you was that, paya and nali nihari is something that you also eat before fasting, right?
Absolutely. So traditionally, if you see paya and nalli nihari, these are the items which are savored for breakfast.
Right.
So nihari, the word itself means something which is eaten in morning, because morning is called nihar in Urdu. So nihari is a breakfast item, was a breakfast item in Lucknow. Now it's become popular all across India, and we here enjoy it here in Ramadan as well. So we just saw a lot of non-vegetarian savory items.
Yes.
Now let's hydrate ourselves for iftar, which hydrating according to me is very important after a long day of roza and not drinking water. So here we are at their juice counter for their amazing varieties of juices that they have. So pista faluda they have Karama special sharbat, which is a custard based sharbat, apple flavor and a little bit of custard. They have mohabbat ka sharbat, which is very famous in Chandni Chowk Jama Masjid area in Delhi.
Okay, okay.
So it's made of
Is this ruh afza by any chance?
yes, it is ruh afza in milk with chia seeds, basil seeds, as well as fresh watermelon.
Okay.
So that's the sharbat that you get in Jama Masjid Delhi. And this is the Arabian pulpy grapes. Again, another watermelon drink, watermelon cooler, and the blue lime. My personal favorite is the mohabbat ka sharbat and the blue lime.
So what I want to ask you is that one common thing that I see throughout in all of these juices are chia seeds or basil
Yes.
seeds. So is there any particular reason that people do this and they add it to the drinks?
Absolutely, because these soaked basil seeds or chia seeds, they hold on water, and when you consume it, it helps you in hydration. And throughout the day, when you don't have water, you feel kind of dehydrated. So these chia seeds are the secret ingredient that gets you hydrated very fast back. You know.
So the pulpy grape juice is also something that you find at most restaurants with kebabs and biryani, that you do have it. Is it for digestion? What is it for that grape juice helps us in?
So pulpy grape is again an Arabian concept, I would say, because these are the Arabian pulpy juice which you kind of find in areas like Fraser Town, Kaman Ali, where you get a lot of Arabian food items, Middle Eastern food items. So these kind of heavy food, it requires a little bit of freshness to just
hydrate it
Yeah,
better.
yeah,
So
yeah.
blue lime also comes with blue lime soda. So is soda something that people should be going for, or blue lime?
No,
just
this is
normal
not.
soda?
This is just a blue lime juice.
Okay.
So soda, you should be avoiding carbonated drinks for iftar, because again on an empty stomach it will produce a lot of aeration inside your body, a gas inside your body. So this is very refreshing. It has mint, it has lime. So you should definitely try it. It's one of my favorite.
Okay, cool. So we've heard it from him. There is blue lime, there's watermelon, there's also ruh afza, and there's so much more. I think there's a plethora of dishes out here. So you can come, you can check it out, choose your We have with us the owner of Chachaba's Taj, which is Mr. Saad, and he's going to be explaining to us a little bit about what makes their Halim super special and one of the most loved places in town for people to keep coming back?
I think one thing that makes the Halim special is the quality of meat, and of course the process is quite tedious, and the ingredients also. So the people who make Halim for us is our second generation cooks, and of course that's what makes the Halim so special.
So when you said second generation cooks, do you mean that you have a special recipe that other places don't have, which you use, that kind of gives this different feel to it?
Yes, ma'am, we do.
And which is obviously something that you can't disclose to us, right?
You can figure it out by tasting or sampling a Halim.
So Halim, as we all know, is a famous Hyderabadi dish. So when it got popular in Bangalore, I want to ask you, you said the preparation style is a little different. Of course, you have a secret recipe which you can't disclose. But yes, the meat ratio along with the other ingredients that you put in, how is that different?
We use 5 kgs of meat for every kg of rava. So that's why the thickness, the consistency also is so good.
So for Halim, is it important for the meat consistency to be a lot more than the rava to give it that thickness?
Absolutely, yes. That's what gives it all the flavor, and the texture comes from the meat only.
So we just got done with our Fraser Town food walk, and I'm here waiting to break my fast, and I have a lot of items available at Chichaba's Taj. We are here at Chichaba's Taj to break my fast. So as you can see, there are a lot of dates, fruits, sheep kebabs, mutton samosas, and some more items coming in. So ideally you should break your fast with dates because it's sunnah, and if you don't have dates available with you, you should break your fast with water. And then after that, personally, I like to eat a lot of fruits. That helps me rehydrate. And then as you can see, I have a lot of juices here, so that it gets I get a lot of water, and I get rehydrated because I've been thirsty throughout the day. And then I go ahead to enjoy some non-vegetarian items, and that's how I break my fast.
So as you know, Bangalore weather keeps fluctuating, but today we got lucky and the weather worked in our favor. It was super chilly, it wasn't as sunny, and we weren't dehydrated throughout the entire day. And now we're ready to break the fast.
So yeah, you tell me, how do you break your fast normally at your home?
I do the same thing, like just how you explained. It's usually with dates and with water, and then just with fruits and things like that. Just something to sort of hydrate yourself again, because I think throughout the day, like you mentioned, we're so dehydrated. But personally, post namaz, like once the namaz is done, I think I feel a lot more hungrier as well.
Yeah.
So at that time, I like something which is like not too oily, but I go for like rice-based stuff.
Correct.
So I mean, that's my personal choice.
Because if you tend to eat heavy, you feel really sleepy, and then you kind of start feeling lazy for namaz, and then you kind of delay your namaz. So that's really not good. So that's what even I prefer, keeping it light. Eating a little fruits here and there, juices, milks, ruah afza and all that, and then maybe go all in with all the non-vegetarian
What about
items.
samosa? You prefer mutton samosa or chicken samosa? Because I recently tried mutton samosa and that was really different.
I prefer mutton samosa as well. Back in my home in Bombay, we get a lot of mutton samosas, and I really miss the mutton samosa that my mother makes at home.
Okay.
She uses that specific samosa patti, and then she stuffs a lot of delicious mutton keema, and then she fries it nicely.
So with the samosas, like you just mentioned, every the layering is different, right?
Yeah.
So how is it different when you make it at home versus outside? Like, is it the oil or is it?
Firstly, it is the oil. The kind of oil that we use at home, and the kind of samosa patti. Firstly, that you use at home. In the street food style, if you see, they kind of make their own patti, but we buy a specific brand that is like very crispy, very soft, and it doesn't retain that much amount of oil. So it's like very less oily, very light, very crunchy. And then when you make it at home, you have that control in your hand to stuff as much as meat that you want. That's one thing that I really love about homemade samosas.
So we just got some halim right in front of us, and halim is also a delicacy during Ramadan. So
and this is the best halim that you will find in Bangalore. Do try it.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم لك صمت وبك آمنت وعليك توكلت وعلى رزقك أفطرت فتقبل مني.
So I'm trying out the halim right now. This is the chicken halim, right? Or is this the
mutton halim.
This is the mutton halim. Okay. So I like it better with lime, so I'm just gonna add some lime onto it and see how this tastes. It's super juicy. It's really meaty also. I think what's different here is that the ghee is in there and
They don't.
it's all mixed
yeah,
in.
They don't
completely.
overpower it with ghee.
Yeah.
They use a lot of. The ratio of meat is much higher.
Higher.
As compared to the other halim places,
Yeah.
So that's what makes it different.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the best halims that I've had.
So this is the same chicken patthar ka chicken that we saw right outside.
Right outside.
So it's here and
Let's try it.
let me just taste and show it to people out here. So I'll just squeeze a bit of lime. I can really get the smoky smell and see how tender the chicken is. It's like just breaking apart. I'll just have a bite. It's like very soft.
Yeah. But
Very tender,
yeah.
very smoky because
Correct.
of that cooking on the patthar.
Right.
It's kind of like smoky. You want to have it? You want to have a small piece?
The same thing that I just had right now. I didn't add the lime because I already did with the halim, but I'm gonna try this. Yeah, I think it's softer
Yeah.
than the usual chicken
Yes,
that you also
yes.
have, and a little tangy as
Yes.
well, and the masalas have
Yes.
also kind of gone in.
And then in general, like patthar ka gosht is made of red meats, and people like who don't prefer red meat, this is the best bet for them.
Yeah,
and
for
this
sure.
is the only place where you can find patthar ka chicken,
And
and
it's super soft.
yeah, it's
right?
very soft, very juicy, very,
Very
succulent. And one more item that I would want you to taste is this sallu ka butter chicken.
Okay.
So there's this place in Delhi Jama Masjid called Aslam. So Aslam ka butter chicken is like very popular in India. There are a lot of viral videos, YouTube videos, Instagram videos. So they have replicated that recipe and named it as sallu ka butter chicken.
Okay.
As you can see, it's like so buttery, so
Yeah.
creamy.
There's
so the
so much
chicken,
butter.
yeah, the chicken is actually grilled. And then it is like coated with masalas and a lot of cream and melted butter. So
Right.
it's like a butter chicken in a literal sense.
Okay.
So just have
I
one.
can't wait to try it.
Yeah. I'll just serve you one.
Yeah.
And I'll take a piece.
So we're trying the sallu ki butter chicken, right?
Yes, sallu ki butter chicken.
Is it by any chance related with Salman Khan,
No.
or is it just like a name that's
It's just the
taken
name
out?
that they have given it. I'll just drizzle some more cream and butter over your piece.
So what was ingredients first, sallu or this?
Huh? First aslam.
So if you've tried the Aslam ki
Yeah.
butter
So
chicken,
I have not yet tried it, but I have heard people saying that this is like really close. So
Okay.
for all the North Indians who are in Bangalore and who are missing home and missing the Jama Masjid food, you guys can come
or if
here.
you're just a Salman Khan fan and you want to try it out for the name, then why not?
Yeah,
It's
just
super
for the
buttery.
name. It's very buttery, it's very soft, succulent, and it's like a butter chicken in a real sense, in a literal sense. It has a lot of butter and definitely a lot of chicken.
Don't you think it's a mix of like malai and butter chicken together? Because butter chicken is also really sweet. This has like a good.
Yeah, this is
feel
a
to
different
it.
kind of a butter chicken. Like this is legit a butter
Right.
melted over and poured on a creamy chicken, rather than the creamy gravy that we eat. So yeah, you should. This is an experience. You should try it.
So we're ending our walk through iftar day today at Fraser Town, and what a better way to do it with, you know, a little bit of drizzle, some hot chai, and this has to be a must-have after you've eaten some amazing food, street food here. So Zafir and I are going to taste the chai, which has been here for ages.
For ages.
Yeah.
For ages.
We're going to try it out and tell you what we think. So let's go for it.
So as you saw how food gets people together, so in this month of Ramadan, let's all of us come together, enjoy some food, spread happiness, give back to the society, reflect and pray. And if you like this video and if you like the places that we showed you, make sure you try them and subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the bell icon. This is me, Zafir Syed, signing off for Salar.